Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my corner of the world. We are here for some more absolute Wonder Woman. We are checking out issue number 12. Last we left off, we were about to get into a fight between Diana and Clea. Diana holds Poseidon's Trident now, and things were really heating up. So let's see what we're about to get into with this one. Link to the original video will be in the description if you want to check it out on your own. Let's run this up.
Equipped with the Trident of Poseidon, Diana now faces Clea in the final showdown. Diana whirls the Trident of Poseidon in her hand. The watery staff lashes out and knocks the fishmen away. But the weapon has a mind of its own and flows from her hand, slamming into the fishmen before returning to her in a wave.
The Trident splits up and comes back together. That's
tough. Diana can feel it in her mind. The Trident tells her that Clea is actually Atlantean, and Diana wonders if this is what drove the woman mad. She's been trapped in the maze for some time, far away from the ocean that she once called home, and in the proximity of a tool of the gods. Diana turns to find Ferdinand continuing the fight. The fishmen threaten to overwhelm him. "Be many," she whispers to the Trident, and
you know, now that I think about it, is there like a famous like variant of Clea in any of the DC comics or anything? Like, is she like has the character Clea as an Atlantean been mentioned before? Because I have never heard of her. Like, have any of you guys heard of Clea the Atlantean? Because this is my first time hearing of her. This could be like the first, like, she could have been made specifically for the absolute verse, but all I know is I have not heard of her, so please do not come for me.
Sends it sailing forth. The blade splits into numerous spouts and slams into the fishmen again, saving the Minotaur.
Dude, that is
Diana
tough.
turns back just as Clea assaults her, punching Diana hard in the face before bringing her knee up and driving it into Diana's stomach. "You took my siren, you destroyed my staff, and now you claim my Trident of Poseidon?" Clea snarls as Diana falls to the floor. But the Amazon shakes her head and looks up. None
How
of those
can you
things
stand
belong
in
to
shoes
you,
like that?
And that, not me, is why you could not possess them. Diana snaps at her. She reaches down and picks up a stone among the rubble. "Find Io. When Io exits the maze, seal it behind her," Diana whispers to the stone before casting a spell on it. She twists away from Clea and tosses the stone into a nearby passageway. "Ferdinand, follow this stone to my sister Io. She should take it with her when she exits," Diana shouts. The Minotaur hesitates for a moment, unhappy with the idea of leaving Diana to fight by herself. But Diana smiles at him. "I am not alone. Look at all these menfish," she shouts as the warriors close in on her. "We will meet again," she promises. Ferdinand hesitates for a moment longer before nodding and disappearing into the tunnel. The fishmen grab Diana by her arms and hold her down, but she lashes out with her legs and kicks them away. But Clea is behind her now, slamming an elbow into the back of Diana's head and knocking her to the ground. "Give me control of the Trident!" she bellows as she tries to kick Diana in the face. But the Amazon grabs her foot, stopping the blow. "That demand nicely sums up why you fail." Diana snaps as she twists and throws Clea into the air. Diana holds out her hand and the Trident returns to her before bursting out into rippling waves that push all of the fishmen back. But Clea resists the attack and grabs hold of Diana. Meanwhile,
Diana, you kind of getting cooked right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Io stands to greet him. The Minotaur reaches down for the glowing stone and informs her that Diana said to take this out of the maze and it will seal it behind them. "But she is not coming?" Io asks. The Minotaur shakes his head. She seemed to have a different plan in mind for herself, he explains. Io is unsure of this, but she finally nods and motions to Ferdinand to step through the portal. The Minotaur hesitates for a moment, unsure of what life will be like outside of the maze. But Io comforts him and he steps through. But immediately he clutches his head in pain at the sound of the siren's song, and he begins to struggle as his legs grow shaky. Petra, he whispers. He pushes through the Hyron, past all the collapsed bodies, until he arrives at the pool. The siren Petra is singing as tears fall from her eyes. Diana's friends nearby, clutching their ears to try and prevent the sound from piercing their mind. But Ferdinand pushes through the pain, stepping into the pool and swimming out to his friend. Petra! Petra, please! Petra! I'm here! It's okay. He whispers as he pulls her into a hug. The siren's monstrous form disappears, and the young girl looks up at him. It's okay. We're free now, and it's all going to be okay. Ferdinand whispers.
Good on him for pushing through that.
Back in the maze, Clea slams Diana.
Yo, Diana, I'm gonna need you to fight back, sis. Like, what is happening right now? You getting jumped by the fishmen, and you constantly getting snuck by Clea. What are we doing? Fight back. You can't let her push you down like this.
Diana into the ground again before wrapping her hands around the Amazon's throat. Everything was fine until you got here, Clea bellows in rage. Diana shifts and elbows her in the face, driving her away. Was it though? You're trapped in a prison, cut off from your natural habitat, your homeland, and eating your own menfish, Diana reminds her. She motions to the pit, where the seawater has already begun to fill up and spill into the upper chambers. Clea's eyes widen in shock. Water? How did you? She questions. The water begins to fill the chamber, and the fishmen cry out with joy and begin to splash around. Not just water, Clea. The Pacific Ocean, Diana tells her, explaining that she has flooded the maze. I simply made a hole. Poseidon's Trident was a useful ally in this effort, Diana informs her. Clea stares at her in disbelief. There's an opening in the maze? She whispers. The fishmen continue to splash around them. All thoughts of battle have disappeared from their minds. There is. You can follow me to your freedom, Diana tells her. Clea falls to her knees. And what then? She questions. Diana looks at her thoughtfully, explaining that she can return to her home and her people. You were a monster in this maze, but are you a monster outside of it? I'm willing to take the chance and find out, Diana tells her. But you will find me less accommodating if I see you are still a monster when given your freedom, Clea.
Fair enough.
The choice is yours, she says as she leaps into the water and begins to swim down deep into the maze, aided by the glow and power of Poseidon's Trident. Clea and her fishmen gather at the edge of the pool for a moment, before all leaping into the waters and following the princess. Meanwhile, Io can wait no longer. Seawater has begun to flood all the passages
jump through
of
the portal already.
Finally, she has no choice but to leave. Diana, I hope you know what you're doing. Hera protect you, Io whispers as she turns into the portal and steps through. But as she enters the Hyron, there is a bolt of lightning, and she suddenly disappears. The others stare in shock.
Was that Zeus? Did Zeus do that to ensure that Diana was alone? That's effed up.
Later,
That's
Diana rises above the waters in Gateway City Harbor. The people on the beach cheer for her. But Diana is distracted as she watches Clea and her warriors swim farther out to sea. Be good, Clea. Hera guide you to a better path, she whispers. Shortly, she returns to the Hyron to find all of the refugees. Where is my sister? Where's Io? She asks her friends. Steve and Etta step forward and explain what happened. No, Diana whispers before falling to her knees at the smoking spot where Io once stood. Hecate, if I have ever pleased you, even once, show me a sign that she still lives. Diana prays. Her friends gather and watch sadly, but they are shocked when a dove suddenly flies over and drops an olive branch into Diana's hands. Well, that's quite biblical, Barbara whispers. Elsewhere, a bolt of lightning appears, and Io suddenly finds herself standing in a temple. She falls to her knees weakly, but looks up when someone calls her name. By Hera, Io! Queen Hippolyta gasps.
Oh.
Io's eyes widen, and she bows before her queen. But Hippolyta reaches down and helps her sister up. We feared we had lost you forever, Io, Hippolyta whispers. Io shakes her head and quickly explains that she was trapped in a maze, but she was saved by the princess. I've seen Diana. She's alive, Io whispers. Hippolyta quickly stands and rushes to the temple's balcony, shouting out to the Amazons below. Ring the bells! She's alive! Diana lives! She shouts. Far below, the bells of Themyscira ring, and the Amazons cheer for their lost princess.
This is actually very good to know.
Ring,
Like,
and the
hold up.
Amazons cheer for their lost princess.
She's really not alone. Themyscira is still around. The Amazons are still very much active. Diana is by no means the last. And so did they just like make her think that to like give her like trauma to build character? Because if so, god damn, that's messed up. that is messed up.
Meanwhile,
Jeez.
the black site at Area 41, Kale sits across from Dr. Poison, unhappy with the destruction of the maze and Poison's role in it. The maze and the entire lower levels have been lost to us, including all assets trapped inside, Kale snaps, threatening to have Dr. Poison sucked up into the air vents. But the doctor shakes her head, reminding Kale that she needs her. And I want a new damn suit! Dr. Poison hisses. Kale leans back and stares at her for a moment, before finally standing and leaving the room. Outside, she orders the technician to finally get Dr. Poison the new suit, but get her the Gen 1 suit. I'm moving her to Project SS1, Kale says harshly to the technician's surprise. Kale turns and strides away, heading through Project SS1 on her way out, passing all the strange creatures they have locked away there, before finally coming to a woman in restraints with her mouth sealed. It looks like you're finally going outside, Zatanna. Because I'm going to send you to kill a witch, Kale orders.
Oh, damn.
And that
they got
was
my girl
the complete
Zatanna locked
story
up?
for Absolute Wonder Woman, issue 12 by...
Nah, bro, we gonna have to fight for that. Why you got my girl Zatanna locked up like that? That ain't cool, bro. That ain't cool. But yo, this was great. We got a lot of info during this. Not only did we learn that Clea was actually Atlantean, like we may actually have a way of Diana like seeking out help from the Atlanteans through Clea now in the future, so that kind of opens that up. We know now that Diana can use the what the hell is it called? The Trident, the Poseidon's Trident, We know that she can use that now. It like actively obeys her, which is cool. Diana is not, in fact, the last or one of the last Amazons, as she has been led to believe. And technically, the readers have been led to believe, even though I had my doubts about it. But we learn that Themyscira is, in fact, still around, very much intact, and there are still many Amazons still around and kicking, which is great. So Diana could eventually find her way there someday. So that could be cool. This was a lot. This was really a lot. This was a really good issue, actually. And I'm excited to see what happens next, especially with Zatanna coming after Diana. I know that's actually a whole thing that happens. They get into a fight. But what's going on with Area 41, Project SS1, all those creatures and beings being locked up in there? What's that all about? I'm really excited to see what happens next. But until then, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed my reaction to it, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.